Hey everyone, it's Aesah, and welcome to my guide for Blessings and Boons in Set 17. This is a new set mechanic, as most of you guys know by now. It replaces the carousel where 3 times during the game, during Stage 2, Stage 3, and Stage 4, you will take a blessing from one of 2 gods. So in this video, I just want to quickly go over some of the basic tips surrounding these choices. So first off, there are 9 gods total. Already Aurelian Soul, Echo, Evelynn. Yeah, you see them here. There's 9 gods total. Blessings that replace your carousel pick. Or actually, you get an extra blessing on carousel. I would say the thing that actually replaces carousel is the Pengu. That gives you a unit. But you'll get one of these every carousel. And on average, they are worth about half of a silver augment. So gold is more valuable at the start of the game since it kind of kicks off your compound interest. Tempo is just easier to achieve as well. For example, if you have something that lets you go from level 4 to 5, which if you have an augment that just gives you 10 extra gold that lets you do that, playing 5 instead of 4 units can easily help you win a lot of rounds earlier. So yeah, gold's worth more earlier in the game. Item grab bag being the silver augment, giving you a full item. Alternatively, a lot of them will just give you 1 component. So basically, each god has about 4 or 5 or so different options that when you see that god at the start of the game, you know that you will get one of these things offered. I mean, Kayle's is really straightforward. Most of them are just components, but some that you might want to play around, for example, is Varus. If you look at a lot of these, a lot of them are really good for 3-cost reroll or just reroll in general. So if you see Varus in as one of the 2 starting gods, you can definitely consider going for reroll. The other thing that's very important to know is the boon. On 4-7, you'll get a boon, and the boon is always whichever of the 2 gods you picked more of. So since you have 3 choices total, if you pick 2 or 3 of either of the gods, then you'll get that god's boon. The one that is very, very, very important to know about here is Evelynn. All of Evelynn's options are a little bit overpowered. I think this one in particular is extremely strong. Just gives you a 2-star 4 cost immediately. You do lose some health, but I mean, that's not that much health, honestly, considering this could help you just win the next round and save 10 HP immediately or whatever. Basically, all of Evelynn's blessings are very, very kind of overpowered. However, she has the weakest boon. So you want to be really careful to only take 1 Evelynn blessing maximum. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck with this, which this is a big friend effect. So this is a silver augment, but big friend also gives a belt, right? So you're basically getting a silver augment, but like less than that because you're not getting the belt, and you have an additional drawback on top of that. Whereas most of the gods will give you about a gold augment worth in power. For example, this, even if you have all 2 stars at level 8, let's just say, about 16, maybe you have a few 1 stars, about 14. This is pretty close to like double what boxing lessons would give you, the silver augment, in terms of HP for your whole board. It gives you a little bit of extra benefit as well. This, again, at level 8 will give you about 16, 80 AP. This is about a silver augment. This is close to a gold augment. Again, Varus is like double a silver augment, which is like a gold augment-ish. So this is like close-ish to like Warlord's Honor gold augment. It also gives you 2 XP for the rest of the round, which is, it's just like a nice bonus. But yeah, most of these are equal to a gold augment. I would say in terms of the boons, the most important one to know about is Evelynn. You really want to avoid this. So whenever you see Evelynn, you almost always want to take exactly one of Evelynn's, I would say. And then the other most important one to know about, in my opinion, is Kayle. Kayle has the strongest boon out of all of them. This is closer to a Radiant than a Gold Augment, I would say, if you compare it to like Radiant Relics. But of course, we're getting a random item, and we're also losing an item. So it's not like we're getting a Radiant item, we're getting a Radiant item, but we're also losing an item. So, but yeah, this would be really overpowered as a gold augment, right? So it's like kind of in between a gold and a prismatic. So For example, if your gods are Evelynn and Kayle, you should almost always be taking one Evelynn blessing and two Kayle blessings. That way you'll get the Kayle boon, but you'll get the value of the Evelynn blessing. Like some of these are just really crazy, right? Like on stage 2, you could just get like a 2-star 2 cost immediately, which I mean that's not honestly I think this 4 cost one is one of the best ones, but like even this is really good, right? Because a 2-star 2 cost would just cost 6 gold to buy it. Losing one tactician's health is basically nothing. Compared to like Ari, right? Like Ari would just give you 6 gold, but if you get that in the form of a 2-star 2 cost, that's much, much, much better. If we kind of compare different augments like 2 trick compared to just straight econ ones like raining gold, obviously getting in the form of an upgraded unit is a lot more expensive. The last god I really want to highlight here is Varus. I don't know why I said Varus. I meant to say Yasuo. Already talked about Varus. Yasuo, I don't know if these numbers are going to be changed, but I think Yasuo currently is overall the strongest god. Almost all of his options are just really good. Most of these blessings that we talked about are worth about half a silver augment if you take the econ or the item option. But these, compared to the elemental hexes, silver augments from last set, like the water axiom, air axiom, stuff like these are actually much closer to the full value of the augment than otherwise. This is probably closer to like 2/3 of the value of the silver augment. So it's not like a crazy, crazy overpowered, but you know, like every little bit helps. And I do think that on average, the pretty much every single one of these really, the Yasuo hexes are more powerful than other options. I do want to note that burn is not anti-heal. That's just wound, and you will lose some value out of this if you're also building anti-heal, which you normally want to do, right? You'll normally want to build anti-heal, which is wound, and then burn doesn't stack. So I would say out of all of these, solar hex I think is not that good, but I think the other 5 of them are all above average choices. So yeah, summarize: Yasuo overpowered, Evelynn overpowered, but you only want to take one. Kayle has the best boon, so if you can afford to take 2 of these, you can go for that. On note with Evelynn, because blessings are always offered with a random item component, and sometimes you're just going to have to take a certain item component, I think keeping your Evelynn option like kind of open on and avoiding Evelynn on stage 2 has some value, so you can think about that as well. And again, if you have to take more than 2 Evelynns, it's not the end of the world, but you should try to avoid it. That's going to wrap it up for this video on blessings and boons in set 17. If you have any comments or questions, let me know in the Discord, and thanks for watching.